Tom Jones is remembered by the world as a man with a voice so powerful it could silence a room and a presence so commanding it could hold millions spellbound, yet behind the roaring applause, glittering stages, and decades of success exists a hidden legacy that reveals the true cost of fame, a cost rarely spoken about but deeply felt. Born as Thomas John Woodward in 1940 in the quiet working-class town of Pontypridd, Wales, his early life was marked not by privilege or opportunity but by struggle, simplicity, and survival. Growing up in a household where dreams were modest and the future uncertain, and as a young boy his life took a dramatic turn when he contracted tuberculosis, forcing him into long months of isolation, lying in bed while the world continued without him, a lonely period that shaped his soul and introduced him to music not as entertainment but as emotional survival, where singing became his only escape from pain, fear, and boredom, unknowingly forging the foundation of a voice that would one day conquer the world. When fame finally arrived in the early 1960s, it did not come gradually or gently, it arrived like an explosion, catapulting him from obscurity into international stardom almost overnight with hits like "It's Not Unusual," transforming him into a global sensation before he had time to understand what fame truly demanded. And suddenly his life was no longer his own, as non-stop tours, television appearances, screaming fans, and relentless media attention consumed every moment, creating an image of Tom Jones as fearless, confident, and invincible, while behind the scenes he struggled to keep up with the crushing expectations placed upon him. Fame did not just change his career, it rewired his identity, turning him into a symbol, a product, and a fantasy, celebrated as a sex symbol whose image sold records and tickets. But that same image stripped away privacy, boundaries, and emotional stability, replacing genuine human connection with excess, temptation, and constant scrutiny. As hotel rooms became more familiar than home and applause replaced silence, yet silence was what he feared most. One of the deepest sacrifices of his fame was his marriage to his childhood sweetheart Linda, a woman who stood by him long before the world knew his name, marrying him young and remaining loyal while he was pulled further and further away by success, spending long months alone while he toured the world, raising their son largely on her own as fame demanded his presence everywhere except where it mattered most, a reality Tom Jones later admitted filled him with regret, acknowledging that while fame gave him everything the world could offer, it took away time, normal family life, and moments that could never be recovered. As the years passed and music evolved, fame presented a new threat, the fear of becoming irrelevant, forcing Tom Jones into a cycle of reinvention, adaptation, and survival, proving that legends are never allowed to rest and success is never secure, as every comeback required strength, resilience, and the willingness to face rejection, anxiety, and self-doubt, all while maintaining the public image of confidence and control. Despite his endurance, loss remained unavoidable, and in 2016 his world collapsed with the death of his wife Linda, a loss so devastating it stripped away the illusion that fame could protect him from pain, leaving him emotionally broken and questioning whether he could ever perform again, revealing a harsh truth the spotlight never shows, that when the applause fades and the lights go dark, fame offers no comfort, no warmth, and no protection against grief. Today, as Tom Jones reflects on a life lived in the public eye, his true legacy is not just measured in awards, chart-topping hits, or standing ovations, but in the wisdom earned through sacrifice, the strength forged through loneliness, and the painful realization that fame magnifies everything it touches, turning joy into spectacle and sorrow into silence, standing as a powerful reminder that behind every legend is a human being who paid a price few truly understand, proving that while fame builds icons, it quietly takes pieces of the soul in return, long after the crowd has gone home and the music has stopped.